Hello, my name is Cheryl and I'm an expert in the Cambridge exams. And today we're going to be looking at Use of English Part 2 for the Cambridge exams. Now we're going to be using an example with Cambridge Advanced. However, the technique that we're using, you can use for first certificate exam or for the proficiency exam as well. So use of English Part 2, people find difficult because you have a bunch of gaps, you have 8 gaps to fill in, but you have no options. There's no A, B, C, or D to help you. So what I want to do today is help you understand the most common words that go in the gaps and how to actually spot those so that when you're doing the tasks in the future, you're not just having a guess about what word might fit. You've actually got a strategy and a technique to help you with that. Okay, so let's have a look at that now and see exactly how to do it. So what you have is a task like this with 8 gaps, and you have no options. You have no A, B, or C, or D to help you. Okay, so people don't like that task for this reason. Okay. Most common answers, prepositions. This is the most common answer, okay? I've been through a huge amount of practice tests. I've gone through like every practice test I could find, and I've made a big list of the most common answers to the least common answers. The top 2 is relative clauses and prepositions, mainly as. Relative clauses and as. These are the top 2. Okay. But during the use of English, the 21-day challenge, we go through all of these. These are included in your power pack. So it's really cool. But those are the top 2 to think about. Okay. So we're going to do this task together. And we're going to think of, okay, these common answers, but how to see them, how to notice them, because that's more difficult. Yeah, finding the clues, finding what the answer should be, what grammar I should be using. Okay, so that's what we're going to do right now. Let's have a look at this together. So now we can use a chat box. Okay, so number 1, we've got freedom. Freedom. We've got a noun. Nouns and adjectives. Often it's going to be a fixed preposition after this, and this is a fixed preposition. So have a guess. What do you think it is? Okay, we've got a battle between of and from here, no? The correct answer here, freedom from. Yeah, freedom from something you don't want to do. Yeah, freedom of is like the ability to do something. So like freedom of speech, freedom of choice. Yeah, I have the ability to speak. I have the freedom to speak, but freedom from bad things, freedom from persecution, freedom from responsibility. Okay, so here the correct answer is freedom from. Are noticing what do we need to know here? Okay, we need a fixed preposition. Yeah, and this is something that you have to work on, is make sure that we are learning our fixed prepositions. Yeah. But whatever you do, don't just go through a giant list of like 500 of them. Okay. Learn strategies about how to learn these things. Number 2, ideas for number 2. Write them in the chat box, or if you're on Facebook, you can write them on Facebook. Jose ACV. This is a Cambridge Advanced task, but it's also, the strategy is the same for first certificate or proficiency. Okay, different answers here. Got are, that. Nope. Will be is 2 words. We can only have 1 word. Which. No. So think here, our clue for noticing, we've got thrown. Throw, through, thrown. This is a past participle. Before past participles, what do we have to use? Either have or be, like in the passive. No? Have or some form of the verb to be. Yeah. So this is something to look for. If you see a past participle, we're going to need have or some form of the verb to be in a passive. Okay. Here, the correct answer, Romelia's got it, is exams being thrown our way. Being thrown our way by the teachers. Now, why is it ing here? This is the long way to write it. Exams which are being thrown our way. Yeah. So this is a relative clause. But if a relative clause is in the continuous form with the verb to be in the continuous, you can reduce it and write it with one word, ing. Yeah. So this is a form of reduced relative clause. Okay. So the thing I want you to think about though is this. This is our noticing. Yeah. Past participle, verb to be or to have. Of a sentence, we've got a comma. What? What is more? You use this in your essays. Furthermore, what is more? Comma. Okay. So if you see a gap at the start of the sentence and then a comma, this is the linking word. They want a linking word there. There are other very common ones that go at the start of words too. Okay, again, we look at this in super detail during the 21-day challenge, but so if you see a gap and then a comma, linking word. Without, by, okay, these are our two, no? That. So look here, what are we noticing? The verb is in ing. If the verb is in ing, most likely the thing before it is going to be a preposition. Most likely is going to be a preposition or something that's followed by a gerund, no, a verb that's followed by a gerund. So here is a preposition and without is the correct answer. There's ways you can travel without selling all your stuff. Yeah? You don't have to sell all your stuff to travel. So without is the correct answer here. But the thing to notice is ing before ing, usually a preposition. Number 5, as. I said, top 2 answers are relative clauses and expressions with as. So here we've got it. Much is not the correct answer. As much as means something's very expensive. Here they're saying you don't need to sell things. Don't worry, it's cheap to travel. You can do it on a budget. So it's the opposite of as much as. They're saying that it's cheap. So how do you say cheap? How do you say the opposite of as much as? As starts with an L. Lenka's got it. Ding, ding, ding. 10 points for Lenka. As little as. Yeah. So from as little as means starting from this very small amount. It's cheap. Yeah. So as much as means, ooh, the most expensive. As little as means the least expensive. As is one of the most common answers. Learn your expressions with as. Number 6, noticing. What are we noticing? There's a comma, 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 comma. Most common answer, which? Yeah, relative clause. So if you see comma, comma, this is a relative clause. Probably the answer is going to be which. Number 7. I see a verb and then a gap. If I see a verb and then a gap, probably testing phrasal verbs. Yeah. So I'm going to need a preposition. So you guys are writing prepositions. We've got set off, set up. So set off or set up? Well, Romelia, you've said correctly. Set off means to start a journey, but are they is that what they're doing? Are they starting a journey or are they building a camp, building a tent? They're building a tent. So set up camp. So be careful when you're doing these, make sure you read the whole sentence and you don't just presume an answer. Yeah. I'm like, oh, I know a phrasal verb was set. Yes, I've got the answer. No, there's more than one. Make sure we have the right one. Yeah. Number 8, we've got an adjective. What's coming after the adjective? We've got some answers. Enough is the correct answer here. After adjectives, 2 common answers. A fixed preposition, like depend on, interested in, or enough. Yeah. Careful you spell it correctly. If you put the T on the end, Romelia, 0 points. Yeah, we don't want to lose points for spelling. Yeah. So noticing, adjective after adjective, either fixed preposition or enough are common answers. Okay. Are they always the answers? No. But from what I've seen by looking at all these exams, these are common answers. Jose, 3 out of 8. I hate this exercise. So, Jose, now you've got loads of noticing things to help you, and it just makes it way easier. Yeah. Again, are these all the noticing things we have to do? No, there's way more, but these are some very, very common ones. Okay. So if you always think about that, think about noticing, then it's going to help you a lot. Yeah.